together. Good old days were so much better. Now take a good look at what you've done. The sky is falling down. The sky is falling. Just take a good look around you. You can't hold it up, can't hide underground. It's happening now. The sky is falling down.
Adam, how you doing, Adam?
Good, how are you?
Good, Adam. Wow, I got to tell you, what a compound that you're in there right now. Look at that. How many guitars is that?
Well, that's a small fraction.
I love
it. Small fraction of all of them.
So for the audio audience that can't see, our guest today, our esteemed guest, is basically in the equivalent of a guitar center, but it's his house or his studio. So,
yeah, man, I like to think of it that way, except I'm not selling any of these.
I love it. I love it. Adam, one of Nashville's most beloved guitarists and producers, of course, multiple nomination to ACM's Guitarist of the Year. And your new album, man, All the Birds Things, which comes out January 28th. What an album. Really wonderful, fabulous. Congratulations.
Thank you, man. I'm very proud of it. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. I particularly like songs like Pave Those Highways, which just reminds us of Tom Petty, or her song, just heartfelt, profound. I mean, all of them. And
well, thanks. That's one of my favorites too, you know.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, we'll talk about the songs in just a hot second. But how are you doing, first of all?
Man, I'm great. I'm gonna catch a plane in a little while for a McGraw show. I'm tour with him, so
yeah.
Looking forward to that. We haven't done many this year,
right?
So this is the last one for the year, and but you know, other than that, just doing sessions here in Nashville and trying to be a sought after musician, still a good dad, and have fun with my life, you know.
I love it. And you're certainly doing that, you know. And I was thinking, I'm glad you brought up McGraw, because, you know, whenever I watch some of your performances, like we saw a few on YouTube doing research a few days ago, and I feel like Tim gets such a charge out of you. Like when you're playing with him, there's some kind of energy between you guys, isn't there?
Oh yeah, man. I think, you know, the cool thing is we're all buds, and it really, you know what, this may sound strange saying this, but I always feel like McGraw's the singer in our band. It doesn't always, it doesn't feel like we play for McGraw when we're up there, you know. So there's a real camaraderie, and I think he respects me and the boys, and I respect him, and we definitely feed off each other.
I love that. I love that, Adam. By the way, whether it's with, you know, with Tim or Big and Rich or Jason Aldean or whoever, is there ever a moment where you still get nervous, Adam? You know, because you've played pretty much everywhere. Do you still get some sort of anxiousness?
You know what? I get a little more nervous with smaller crowds, and honestly, thinking about singing my own songs makes me nervous than when I'm playing guitar with them. There's just such a rush when you know you're about to hit it in front of 10 to 20,000 people or more, sometimes less, but nerves come a little more in smaller settings for me.
That makes sense.
And a little more in studio settings for me, because I want to do something cool, and I want to do something different than I've played before, and I want to give something awesome to somebody. So
yeah, absolutely.
You know, live, you're playing pretty much the same thing every night, so it's really well rehearsed. So
absolutely, Adam.
A little less room for nerves, you know.
No, and you did such a great job with your album, and we'll pivot right to that after this question. But I have to ask you this. I said, when I found out I was going to have you on the show, I said, look, Big and Rich, obviously you're a key part of that song, of the Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy. Yeah. I live in Nashville like you do.
Right.
I live in the Gulch. Pretty much every Thursday night through Sunday night, there's a party bus that goes on every 10 minutes. And it's a 1 in 4 chance that that song is going to be blasting.
Right. Yeah.
I just figured, like, what do you feel when you're doing an errand, when you're going to Walgreens, when you're going to Kroger, you just need to pick up some prescriptions, whatever, and you hear your song with like 50 drunk per people around it. Like, what's your feeling?
Drunk or sober, it's still fun. It's definitely a good feeling. There's a mix of emotions because you look around and you realize nobody knows that's me. It's not like I'm Big Kenny or John Rich standing there, or Tim McGraw or Aldine or anything, but I can go grocery shopping and still get excited by the fact that I'm hearing myself, come across the speakers. It's usually Home Depot that I hear myself.
It's usually Home Depot. That's so funny. I had Mary Wilson of the Supremes before she passed, and I asked her, like, what does it feel like when you're like, hearing your songs? And she said that she loves it, that no one knows, like, that it's her. So that's a common thing
magical.
There.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. All right. Your new album, of course, amazing. And I was wondering, just like through your history, I mean, you've been in Digital Brains, you've been in Songcat, great bands, different sounds. One of them is like 70s pop rock. The other one is a little punk. How do you realize that, man, like, I need like a new outlet for these songs? Like, how do you realize as a songwriter that it doesn't fit in those lanes?
Well, the song that actually started this record that didn't end up on the record was real personal to me. And also the first couple of songs that were written on for this record, All the Birds Sing was the second and Sun was the third. They're very personal to me. They're my words. And all of a sudden when I started those songs, the next stuff I started to write really fit as stuff that I wanted to say for me. Whereas Suncat, that's Katie and I really together on the words. Brains, yes, there are songs that came from me, but there are songs that all three of us really hit together on the lyrics. And Brains is more of that dark side of me, and Suncat's kind of the more light, happy. And I think my stuff is more who I am, which is really on the whole, just pretty inside myself, and really I'm kind of an emotional cat. I don't know any other way to say it.
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't take things lightly, and that's kind of what this record is.
It's beautiful, such a beautiful record, and it's wonderfully produced as well.
That's
And we come to find out that, of course, your wife, helped you produce it. So let me ask you about that, because the dynamics, right? Because obviously in rock history, you have, a husband-wife duos, Sonny and Cher, Paul and Linda McCartney, and there's a record of them. But how do you separate the lines? Like, do they ever blur? You know what I mean? Like, if you have a production session at night and you bought, I don't know, the wrong type of milk, how do you like keep that separate?
Katie and I don't have that kind of friction as a relationship, so that helps. There's really never been a time that we've come into the studio with any baggage from our normal relationship, so that's very helpful. And musically, we have different production styles. I'm the kind of person that can sit down here in the studio and listen to the same song for hours and try stuff, where she's the person that has to separate herself. She ducks in for a little bit and she says, you really should do that. You really should do that. I hate that. Da da da. And it works perfectly.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. All right, let's chat about a couple of the songs, if that's okay with you, Adam. I mean, I could talk to you for 17 hours, but you got a plane to catch. So The Sky is Falling Down. It's funny because we listen to music all day. We're always getting previews. But when you click play on that first song, it immediately captures you because it's a sound that you've never heard before, like period. Right. Period. And we come to find out that this opening riff, it was inspired by Noise of Laundry, was it not?
It may have been. Jonathan Yudkin, I got to give him credit, the guy that did the strings. He asked me, it is a little similar to some ELO, and ELO is one of my favorite bands, and it's very inspired by that for me. And he knew that. He may have been inspired by that. I personally can't say if he was or not, but I said, I want you to do something out front. And I sent him the track as it is, minus his strings. And that's what he sent back to me. So That's all Jonathan Yudkin. So
I love that. I love that. But also the message of the song. It's a wonderful song, like great way to start it. Getting to Me is another one that like I thought was really, really wonderful. And that one is specifically when you are working with people like I don't know, like Brad Pemberton, for example, right? Who's worked with Ryan Adams and Steve Earle and so many, or
Yeah.
with Steve Mackey. When you sit with people like these, Adam, that have a trajectory and a proven record, do you kind of just like let them loose and like they understand what you're saying, or do you tell them, listen, guys, this is what I want to get across. Just help me like put it out there.
Well, I try not to say too much at first.
Mhm.
If everybody has the chance at going a different direction than the songwriter wants it. So if it doesn't immediately hit what I'm thinking, then I might kind of sculpt it with them. But those guys pretty much, I knew I wanted that drum fill. I had that dun dun da 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 da. I had
Yeah,
that in my head. So that was pretty much something I told Brad I wanted. But as far as past that, I don't think I had to tell him much. They're both so amazing, you know. So
yeah.
yeah, it just came. I don't think we had many passes of that song, to be honest.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Adam. So I think you're going to play a song for us, which we're very excited. But
Cool.
let me ask you about your 2021 really quickly, because we used to, I mean, last year we asked people, how was your 2020? And it was like a very common, there were patterns.
Yeah.
But 2021, everyone has had a different experience. And in some ways, it's been a challenging year, has it not? Or how has the year been for you, Adam?
For me personally, it's been good, and I feel bad saying that sometimes when I think of all the people that have had hardships because of the state we've been in. It's been a good getting our feet wet, doing just several shows with McGraw, but not too many.
Mhm.
Um, Sessions as a session musician, they've been there for me. I've had sessions to do for people. I've
Yeah,
been really excited about this record. I've been doing great, man, and I hope I continue to be blessed and continue to do great. And I'm very sorry to the people that haven't been, that have lost jobs, lost family, lost friends. We've lost friends too. It's That's not easy, and I hope it gets better for those that it's not going well for, and
yeah.
I just consider myself lucky and blessed.
Absolutely. Well said, Adam. And 2022, I think this album begs to be performed live. Are you planning? It really does. I mean,
Yeah, thank you.
it sounds like wildflowers. It sounds like so many.
Thank
You
you.
need to play this live for us. Like, what are
Thank
the
you.
plans?
Thank you. To do cover all the instruments on the whole record would be a very large band, and a big process to do it right. So I decided to do it really stripped down, rocking, but stripped down. It may actually come across a little more rocking. It's me on electric guitar and
Cool,
singing, drummer, bass player, and a guy doing percussion as well. So
cool.
actually, Corey from Digital Brain is doing percussion. Sean Fichter from Peter Frampton and McGraw doing drums, and Rob Curtin on bass. So
Wonderful.
used to be in Big and Rich with me. But so we're going to dip our toe in the water and start. And I hope to do more shows of the year. The planning, waiting to get all the dates from McGraw in to schedule around that. But as soon as I get all those dates ironed out, I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to go out there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we
Rock.
can't wait to hear it. And yeah. So what are you gonna play for us? Excited to
Well,
hear.
the first one you said was Pave Those Highways. So I think
Beautiful.
I'll do that. And it's one of the best ones to just play on acoustic. And, I actually wrote this about my daughter because, before you know it, you're taking care of a kid, and all of a sudden you realize that they're an adult in their mind and really are, and they could probably survive on their own without you. And it's kind of a scary prospect when you're a parent, but this is for her. See if I remember it. She's out on the run, having a fun, and there's nothing I can say. I think that we made a good team, but that was yesterday. She's got what she needs. She's pretty and strong. She's smarter than me, and she can't go wrong. She's the reason that they pave those highways. She's the reason they put planes in the sky. Nothing's ever gonna get in her way. She's the reason that they pave those highways. She's gonna fall, make some mistakes. She won't stay down that long. And if If I'm not here when she returns, would you please play her this song, just so she knows how I love her so. She's the reason that they pave those highways. She's the reason they put planes in the sky. Nothing's ever gonna get in her way. She's the reason that they pave those highways. Rip and slide solo. She's the reason that they pave those highways. She's the reason they put planes in the sky. Nothing's ever gonna get in her way. She's the reason that they pave those highways. She's the reason that they pave those highways. La 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 la, la 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 la.
Damn, Adam, that's a hit song. That's an
Thanks, man.
absolute smashing, beautiful song. Congratulations.
I appreciate that, man. I'm really proud of that one. That's one of the ones on the record that I played every instrument, sang every vocal part.
Oh my
everything.
God. It just poured out of your heart, that one, didn't it?
It really did. It did.
Man,
I'm glad you liked
absolutely.
it, man. Thank you.
Well, congratulations on a great album. I think it's gonna have a lot of legs, and as people discover it, it's gonna be like foam. Just gonna be incredible.
I
It's
hope
wonderful.
so, man. Well, thank you, man. And thanks
Absolutely.
for being willing to do this with me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. And the safe travels today. Have a good show and
Thanks, man. Peace.
all right. Bye.